Your news for the state of Tennessee in about 10 minutes. Tennessee in 10 starts now.
I'm Marius Payton, and thanks so much for joining us for Tennessee in 10, where we give you all the news and notes from around the volunteer state. I want to start off with first alert weather. Stefano, you issued a first alert weather day for Tuesday because the storm's heading our way.
And that's a good cold front coming in. So the heat ahead of that front is still with us. We're in the 90s today, but once this front comes in, temperatures will drop. Biggest severe threat right now is in West Tennessee. It's right at the Mississippi River. 2 out of 5 on that scale. It's a 1 out of 5 as we get toward Middle Tennessee. There is no severe threat to the east. But by far, I would say the bullseye for severe weather tomorrow is going to be areas in Little Rock, Springfield, St. Louis, southeastern Missouri, parts of the rest of Arkansas, actually, and maybe the northeastern portions of Texas and parts of Oklahoma. Here, we're just kind of getting the tail end of these thunderstorms in Tennessee. No tornado threat. High wind gusts and hail will be the main concerns with any storm. And any storm would have heavy rain, but flooding's not a problem because of how dry things have been. We're dry all day today, and into tomorrow, we're dry through the morning, so there's not really any problems for the early stages of the day. By mid-afternoon, look for storms to fire up in West Tennessee as they head toward Middle Tennessee through about dinner time. They retain their strength, but then weaken right when they get to Nashville with just some leftover showers behind all of that. Going into our Wednesday afternoon, couple rumbles of thunder, no additional severe weather threat, but we need to keep the umbrella handy. It stays unsettled all week and into the holiday weekend with multiple waves of rain expected throughout the state.
I'm Ariana Poindexter. A Memphis man is days away from execution, and thousands of people want the state to jump or pump the brakes. Organizers plan to deliver a petition with more than 50,000 signatures to the state capitol, asking Tennessee to hold the execution of Tony Carruthers set for this Thursday. Supporters say the state has never tested DNA and fingerprint evidence that could exonerate him. Carruthers has been on death row for 30 years.
We have new details from the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation after a man was shot and killed by Hickman County deputies. It happened on Old Beaver Creek Road Sunday when deputies pulled a car over. A fight broke out between deputies and the car's passenger, James Heggie. Police say multiple officers fired their weapons and hit Heggie, who was transported to a hospital where he later died. No deputies were hurt. Now TBI agents, that is, are working to figure out what led up to the shooting. We're going to let you know any new information as we learn more. A man is facing multiple charges from running from police in a high-speed chase while his 7-year-old child was in the back seat. Police tell us it began on Charles E. Davis Boulevard Thursday when officers tried to pull over a man with an outstanding warrant. That driver, Ladarian Burns, quickly drove away. According to the arrest report, Burns threw out a black crossbody bag out of the car while driving over a bridge. Officers later found that bag and discovered a gun inside. The car eventually came to a stop when spike strips were deployed and Burns was arrested. In less than an hour, Rutherford County Library Board will meet to talk about finding a new director. The last director was fired after she refused to remove dozens of books that had LGBTQ+ related material. The Board of Directors will lead this morning's meeting. It starts at 7 in the Murfreesboro City Hall, and it's open to the public.